The locals already know this, but current two-time Super Bowl winning Pittsburgh Steeler Brett Kiesel actually has a basketball background. He helped his alma mater win their first state title back in 1996. Of course, back then, he did it without the beard. Number 1 Burlington at number 2 Greybull in a 1A versus 2A matchup. First quarter, Burlington wearing the black, down 2-0. James Davidson will take care of that problem with a wide open three to get his team on the board, now leading 3-2. The Huskies were mushing forward and had the right guys leading the pack. Jess McNiven was quick enough to slip through 2 defenders and score to get his game going to push the advantage up to 5-2. Greybull would eventually go back on top, but the visitors did not stay down long. Davidson wants 3 more, and he's going to get it. The senior poured in 13 for the cause, and his squad retakes the advantage at 10-8. The Buffaloes were keeping this stampede close in the early goings. Calder Forcella is open on the near side, and he has reservations for 3. This game is off to a good start, and the home team is only down 12-11. The visitors were not about ready to give up the advantage. McNiven again, he had the moves in the first half, and there was another example. That pushes the score up to 14-11. There was defense to be found in this game, and the boys in black jumped on their chances. That pass was badly telegraphed, and Nick Carzales is off to the races for an easy 2. He had the best game of the pack. Now it's 16-11. The home team would try to flex their muscle inside the paint. Bryce Wright was the guy to do the job on this play, and it paid off. That would get his team within striking distance, trailing 16-13. On the other side, Burlington had no desire to outmuscle what they could outsmart. The defense was nowhere to be found within 5 feet of the hoop, and McNiven would take the freebie. Now it's 18-13. The junior was on a roll, and there was more to come. He'll weave his way around several defenders, get the bucket and the foul. 17 points were his numbers, and he has his team leading 21-16 after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, the Huskies had more dogs in the pack. Landon George will run right by one defender and score for his squad, who are now ahead 23-16. Meanwhile, Greybull was able to hang around because they were able to take advantage of some second chances. Zach Zeller proves my point and gets 1 more for his efforts. The 3-point play would allow the Buffs to close the gap to 23-19. They were getting a number of guys in on the scoring. In fact, they had a good all-around team effort. Forcella adds on a long 2, and every little bit helped, though they are still down 28-21. And the home team got their share of turnovers as well. This loose ball will end up in the hands of Ryan Sylvester, who will bring it back for another bucket. That makes the score 28-23. But then the boys in black would get back to work. Carzales, pull-up jumper, good. Just wait till you see what he did in the second half. Visitors now lead 30-23. Their big 3 ended up doing about 70% of the scoring, and Davidson was still out there. Don't forget about him. Baseline drive, whistle, count it, and 1. The lead would grow to 10 with the scoreboard showing 33-23. The Buffaloes needed to get something going soon, or else the deficit was going to get even bigger. Paul Stewart gets a kiss off the glass for 2 points. That's a start, but his squad is still down 35-25. Burlington was starting to use their speed to their advantage. Nathan Carzales with the long alley and McNiven with the oop lay-in on the far side. They were on the same page, leading 39-25. The opposition kept trying, though. Logan Jensen will get the last bucket of the quarter, but his team needed more, trailing 39-27 going into the locker room. Third quarter, Greybull got off to a good start. Kaysen Clutter will mess up the opposition's momentum on this 3-ball. That got the deficit back into single digits. His team is down 39-30. However, the Huskies had a new trick of their own. Check out the assist from Nick Carzales to McNiven. That was almost worth 2 points unto itself. Now it's a 41-30 contest. Don't blink on this next highlight. It's a fast one. Stewart scores quickly off the inbounds, but the home team is still down 43-32. Now, I told you about the big 3 earlier. Well, at times the defense was so focused on them that they forgot about the other players on the court. Nathan Carzales will help himself to 3. The big brother likes that. The visitors would go up 46-34. The Buffs kept going after it despite their disadvantage on the scoreboard. Clutter will take a page out of McNiven's playbook, and it worked, but his squad still trails by 10. It's 46-36. Now, earlier I told you to look out for Nick Carzales in the second half, and here we go. No one was guarding him, so he'll take the 3. The Huskies are now up 49-36. Remember last year, the boys in black only lost one game, and this year they are playing with a chip on their shoulder. Carzali strikes again for three. The lead is growing. It's 54-41. As for the home team, they had to open up the playbook because they knew they were in trouble. Tristan Tracy gets behind the defense and scores. They are down 12 with the score at 55-43. But after that, the game was never that close again. Carzali's from NBA range, and the junior is on fire. 24 points to lead all scorers. Burlington is starting to blow them out, up 58-43. And there was more from him. This time with defense and transition, the coach said mush and he took off, as the Huskies would hold a 60-43 advantage going into the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, more from Carzali's, and this time he may have been showing off a little bit, but once in a while is all right, especially if it's right in front of the camera. His team is now ahead 62-43. As far as runs go, they did not do much of that. They just gradually built on the lead, and they let Carzali's do a lot of the second half work. 3 more, and the lead is at its biggest, 22 points, with the score at 65-43. It was over at this point, but we'll give Greybull a little love. Tracy will fight his way for another bucket to show that his team did not quit, despite being on the wrong end of a 65-47 score. And the visitors were just about done with this themselves. Here comes the last 3-ball, courtesy of George, and we've probably already shown more than enough, so we'll wrap it up. Burlington with another very impressive win, and they may be the team to beat in 1A. They would take this one 78-62.